it's Emma Mills here and welcome to episode 155 of My TV, and today's episode is inspired by a Clubhouse chat that I was on a couple of nights ago. And for anyone that doesn't know what Clubhouse is yet, it's a social media platform which is taking the world by storm yet another time. Something else to drain your time, unless you use it in the right way, which is probably should be next week's episode. But so this room that I was in, so it's like you have a stage and people listen, but it's like I guess it's like a podcast, but a live podcast. It's a bit like the radio, really. People are talking, you can just go in and ask questions. And one of the questions was, so the room was all about VAs, PA support, outsourcing systems. One of the questions from the audience was, how ready do I have to have my systems before I can get somebody in, like I can get a VA or a PA involved? And it is a really great question, because unless you are the kind of person, and actually I think probably most business owners aren't, unless you're the kind of person that relishes creating processes and systems and documenting them all, having that thought in your mind is going to be one of the biggest barriers to getting some help, because the very thought of creating, documenting, getting out of your head onto paper, onto video, what somebody needs to do for you is going to be one of the things that makes you just think, oh, I'm just going to do it myself because it's a bit quicker. And obviously the easier we can make that transition, the better for you and the easier it's going to be for you. So in answer to the question, how ready do your systems have to be? Now this is totally dictated by who you are choosing to deliver the tasks. So say for example, you are using someone maybe overseas, outsourced, maybe a bit more of an admin person who needs to be told this is exactly what good looks like, then yeah, it's totally going to be on you to get your systems pretty like in shipshape fashion before you hand them over. If you're working like with an individual VA who most likely will be able to help you shape them. But how we do it inside My PA and is probably one of the easiest ways. And I mean, feel free to swipe and deploy this and with whoever you are using. So the way we help our clients to get out of their head and what we need to do, we always have an onboarding session with every client, and that usually takes place in the form of a Zoom, a recorded video Zoom. And you see, the thing is, where it can go wrong with business owners that try and record their own systems or videos, well, don't get me wrong, it is an amazing place to start. One of the things that can happen is because you do it every day, you might cut corners out, you might like miss steps because you're not thinking through in terms of somebody who knows nothing about it. So, and again, like I know that can then be another barrier to, well, while I'm doing it, I may as well just do it myself. So on our onboarding calls, we will have a recorded Zoom where your dedicated PA will be with you, I'll be with you to kind of, as you explain to us the kinds of tasks that you need help with, we can ask you the questions, we can prompt you, we can pull out of you the information. That Zoom call gets recorded, and ultimately we have a really great piece of content that becomes the basis of your processes and operating system with us. And we've got this video that we can cut up into bite-sized chunks to cover different areas that we talked about. And ultimately it saves you having to think through, because there is an art, and I guess there is a level of preparation to go in. Okay, I'm going to use Loom to record this video now. I need to start it from scratch. So I need to think about doing this as if I've never done it before and like really explaining every single point. And so that in itself, I know, again, feels painful to people. So our system of doing it live with you, recording it, chopping it up, is a great way for you to, well, one, you can do the task, we can do the task of the process live while we're with you, talk it through and take everything we need from you. So in order to answer the very original question, how shipshape do your systems have to be before you start working with a VA or a PA? The key to that is, one, thinking about who you're going to start working with, and if they are able to help you create these and chop them up and morph what's in your head into systems that your PA can follow, we can help you with that. And if you'd obviously like to have a chat about it, wherever you've seen this, drop us a line and book a call with me. But the easier that this, getting things off your to-do list to your VA, PA, employee, the bridge that you have to go through, the easier and more concise and effective and efficient and easy it is for you, the more you're going to want to delegate. It becomes addictive delegation once you get into it, because you know it's like, oh my God, I don't have to do that anymore, and I don't have to do that anymore, and it becomes really effective. But only I know once you get into this mode and what is the word, when the consistency of right, I've got this, I'm going to hand it over. I've got this, I'm going to hand it over. So we can help with that. And so in terms of how ready do they have to be, it totally depends on who you are using and what their capabilities are to help them get them together. So if you would like to chat about that, you know where I am. Drop me a line. We can book in a chat. But I hope this helps you to get your head out of the dirt and into the clouds, because if you are procrastinating on getting help because the very nature of creating processes and things for them to follow feels painful, don't worry about that anymore, because there is a solution. And I will see you next week for episode 156. See you then. Bye-bye.